underestimate her. She's the cream of the crop, the Terminator. Don't assume it's not a costume, she can have it all. It's okay if you cannot see her, she gon' blow your mind. Put on your speakers, take a break, a little escape, she can have it all. She gets the power.
Charlie, what's up? Everything cool. If you're feeling basic, I'm here to tell you that you are not basic. I want you to live, I want you to learn, and I want you to love. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because that's what I believe in. And it's a summary of something that people have taught me over the years. Now, one of the things about me is I enjoy listening to people and I enjoy interacting with people. And because of that, I am blessed with a vast number of friends or acquaintances. But today, anyway, before we get into it, I want you to download the Pebble app, okay? So that you can get the audio version, the video version, whichever version you want to vibe with. Because this is the second episode of Tea with IBE, and it only gets better from here. Now, in the first episode, I told you something about talking about women and how we were going to talk about women, how we're going to brag about women's achievements. And then something happened. One of my women has showed me Pepe. And I'm going to tell you about it. But let me start with the story because I'll tell you where this is going to. And as much as possible, I want this to be a beautiful conversation about the power women have and about impact. Okay, so this particular episode is about impact and the importance of impact. So let me tell you a story. I met a woman when I was in high school. Now, you know that thing in high school where, wait. Today I haven't told you what I'm drinking. Today I'm drinking cinnamon and ginger because we're still in some month that is cold. Also, don't drive when it's raining in Ghana. But, cheers. Here, number 2. Smells so good. Oh, God, you create. Oh, sure, so for me also. That first sip. Yes, so let's talk. Okay, so I was in high school when I met this woman. We were all asked to move to the assembly hall for a discussion. They said, some people are coming to talk to you about life. And there was a specific topic, okay, safe sex. You know those things, they do it in high school. They'll bring people to come and talk to you and convince you that they'll eat each other. Those things. So, we've heard it so many times, but teacher says go, house mistress says go. So we went. Now, when we got there, I sat somewhere because me, that time I was a virgin. So when they are discussing safe sex and those things, I shut down family. But people spoke. There were about 3 or 4 people, and people spoke. But when this woman got up to speak, God, you see how I sit down well? That's how I sat well. And when she started to speak, and she started to talk about, she started with a story, like I'm doing today. And she started to talk from a personal perspective. And I could feel that she was speaking from her heart. She wasn't just trying to read to us or say something to hit something. She was speaking from her heart. And so for the first time in my life, I paid attention to a safe sex conversation. Not because she was talking about sex. I was too young for that. I didn't care. I was the youngest in my class. So, yeah, but it hit me. Mind you, we weren't paying attention, so I didn't catch her name. So after school, after the session, I walked up to her. I hardly do that. But I walked up to her and I said, I like the way you speak. I want to be like you when I grow up. And she laughed. She said, hi, what's your name? And I said, my name is Irene Enyonam K. I'm not going to tell you my surname, so forget it. You can Google me. And she said, wow, that's a coincidence. And I said, why? And she said, because my name is Irene Enyonam Kpodo, which is also a K. And I said, oh my God, so are you like my twin sister or something? And she said, yes. And I said, I know you're older, but. And she said, don't worry. Age is really just a number. Take my number down. Whenever you want to talk, call me. So high school, SS boarding school girl. I didn't have phone. Me, I was very law abiding. It's not like some of you. I didn't have a phone, so I wrote the number down. Now, I've come home. I've looked for the number, so what to call this madam? Couldn't find the number. Couple of months passed. Went back to school, came back vacation. Then church, they were doing youth program. That place too, they said, we are bringing people to talk about safe sex. Hey! Then comes this woman. Now, I wasn't paying attention as usual, but the moment the person starts to talk, and I'm very bad with faces, okay? So, if you have a new hairstyle, maybe I'm in Kyle, no offense. It's not you, it's me. Okay, it's not you, it's me. Okay? So, but when the person starts to talk, I raise my hand. I'm like, wait, I know you. So after the talk, I ran to her and I'm like trying to explain. It's not that I didn't want to call you. I couldn't find it. And she said, Ivy, it's okay. Now God has given us a second chance. So what's up? And I said, yeah. So she gave me the number again. This time I was at home, so I had a phone. It's not the phone that you put, then it be yam. Okay, I'll grow past you. Or maybe you grow past me, you go be okay. But she gave me this phone. She gave me her number. And this time I kept it in my head. Till now, I remember the number. Till now. And I want you to put that because getting to the end of this story, I will tell you the importance of that number to me today. I remember the number. So we kept in touch. Now, these were hard times for me. Single parenting. Sometimes it was hard to ask mommy for what I want. Not because she wouldn't give me, but because I just felt like it was too much for her. But then Irene said, anything you want, if you want to talk, if you want advice, if you need support, help, come to me or call me. So it started a friendship that will basically continue for another 20 years. Now, this woman went on in that span of 20 years to impact more people, to talk to more people, not just about sex, about life, about women, about activism. And so today, if you see me being interested in activism, Irene is that woman who put me on. And she is so selfless. Sometimes I'll see that this woman, we two, the two of us, we are not working, but she'll share the money with me. She'll say, don't worry about thinking about these things. Focus on becoming someone. And this is where the sadness sets in because I was looking forward to having Irene on this show. Because I told you guys I wanted to brag about women. Unfortunately, Irene passed a couple of months ago. Unfortunately for me, I wasn't here. I was out of town when I got the call. And I was so confused. I asked myself so many questions like, Charlie, why? Like, you for wait small, it be now I go spoil you. It be now I go spoil you. And in one of those times where I was thinking, it hit me. Ivy, I'm done. Oh. I have touched as many lives. Look, the woman I'm talking about went to 20 countries. She didn't just touch people in Ghana. Her funeral was overwhelming. The crowd was crazy. And it wasn't those display funerals. It was very solemn and everybody was sad. Because she was one of a kind. And I strive to be that every time. Irene was empowering, encouraging. She won't judge you. She will just remind you of the values of life and tell you that, Charlie, anything that makes you happy, do it. Don't be afraid to fail. And that's the kind of woman I had as a mentor. And this hurts so much. Like, I hate people who cry in front of camera. So, if the tears will come, I will, but you will pass up. But she was amazing. If you haven't heard of her before, feel free to Google Irene Enyonam Kpodo. Amazing woman by all standards. Strong, talented, selfless. That's the word I've been looking for. She was selfless. She was like, I would be I'll be confused and not know what my next step should be. And I'll call Irene, and by the time we are done, I'm calm and I'm cool and I'm collected. And Charlie, why are good people dying? Because me, dear, if like I had a wish, some people didn't gonna hear them for go. That'd be the truth. But she's left. And I feel like the only thing I can do is probably what finally made me decide to start this, because if there's one thing I know she would want me to do this. And she want me to impact as many lives. And she want me to teach as many as I can. And she would want me to learn from as many as I can. She loved experiencing. She loved traveling. She loved teaching. She loved encouraging. And I think go me. It go me. But I know you probably have a woman like that in your life who touched you in a way that's, and when they leave, it feels like you're done. But I'm here to tell you that the best you can do is to carry on that legacy. Carry on what they believed in. Irene doesn't joke with her prayers. I'm carrying it on. Irene doesn't joke with impacting and being selfless. And I'm carrying it on. And I hope that today you learned a thing or two. But on to the next segment. So I have a segment on this show where I'm going to tell you about what plants taught me. Usually, when I'm potting plants, I write these experiences and things that come to me based on what I'm doing for the plant at that time. And so I have it written down in every segment or every episode. I'll try to give you one. And today, for some weird reason, I wrote this last year. Okay. But I feel like it'll make sense to read it today. I didn't know when I was writing this that it will be about my Irene, my twin sister from another mother. But here we are. So let me tell you about what plants taught me. Nobody is useless, not even in death. Now I'm going to read it and I'm going to try to break it down as quickly as possible for you. But this is what I wrote down. There's nothing wrong with falling or with fallen leaves. You know, you could have plants. There's nothing wrong with a leaf, then the leaf will drop. Sometimes it's a yellow leaf. Sometimes it's a green leaf, which means it's still very much alive. It still has so much potential, but it drops. There's nothing wrong with it. Because plants or leaves contain nutrients. This right here, they contain nutrients. Have you ever wondered how in the forests they take care of themselves? Because who fertilizes plants in the forest? Have you ever wondered? So what happens is, whenever a leaf drops, a branch breaks and it falls. It stays on top of the soil. It rains. It decomposes. It becomes nutrients. And it feeds back that mother plant or that plant that it dropped from. And today, I think that talks about impact more than anything. So live your life. Learn as much as you can. Love as much as you can. Teach as much as you can. Because the truth is, there's something in you that isn't in anyone else. And you are not basic. So live an impact so that when you drop off, just because you dropped off doesn't mean it ended this way, or it ended because you would have supplied others with what they should do next. And together, we can make this world better than we met it. This was a heavy episode. But thank you so much for joining. I hope you learned a thing or two. Irene, wherever you are, I love you. And I'm so sorry for whatever pain it was that you went through. But I'm going to promise you this, that you inspired this. And I had been holding on to this for years. But last month, I woke up and said, or this month actually, I woke up and said, I'll do this. And I'm happy I'm doing this. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining. Remember to drink some tea. Remember to potter plants. But most importantly, remember that you are not basic. Anyways, you can see this, or you can watch this, or you can listen to this, whichever brofu, whatever you want, on Pebble app. You can also catch it on all my other platforms. You can catch it on the others. But most importantly, Pebble app. Anyways, have an amazing day, evening, morning, whichever time you're listening. But cheers. And remember, you are not basic. Cats.